Excuse me. Your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? From you? Spare me your white savior complex.
When The Simpsons makes fun of you, it's not just a joke. It's a sign that the internet has turned against you. They don't waste time mocking people no one knows. They go after the ones who are everywhere, the trending names, the controversial headlines, the stars that can't seem to stay out of the spotlight. And this time, their target was Rachel Zegler. Yes, that Rachel Zegler. The rising star from West Side Story, the young actress Disney chose to lead their new Snow White remake, the one who was supposed to be the face of a new kind of princess. She had the talent, the momentum, and the biggest names in Hollywood behind her. But then, The Simpsons aired a brutal parody episode, and everything changed.
This is no ordinary apple, my dear. It's a magic wishing apple.
A wishing apple?
You offer it to me freely. In place of the patriarchy, you would have a queen!
The episode was called Snowwoke, the Reimagining. And let's just say, it didn't pull punches. A cartoon version of Rachel gives long, preachy speeches about smashing the patriarchy. Her reimagined fairy tale movie completely bombs. And then, she melts down on live TV. The theater in the episode is practically empty. The characters roll their eyes. One even says, "Who asked for this?" It was exaggerated. It was loud, and it was scathing. But what made it worse? It felt too real, because The Simpsons doesn't go after actors who just had a bad week. They roast celebrities who've become symbols of what the public is frustrated with. So when they went after Rachel, it was a signal. She wasn't just part of a failed movie. She had become a cultural punchline. So how did this happen? Let's rewind.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, I don't need your business. Thanks.
I don't need your business. You know what? Maybe Disney does. Maybe you're a tool, you're a pawn in this film. You didn't write it. You didn't direct it. You have nothing to do with the creation of Snow White.
Right.
You should shut up and do the job.
Just a few years ago, Rachel Zegler was living the Hollywood dream. She was discovered through an open casting call for Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. Her voice, her performance, everything about her screamed star potential. Critics loved her. Social media praised her. She became the fresh face everyone wanted to see more of. She was different, young, outspoken, and full of energy. And when she hit the red carpet, people noticed. She had a charisma that felt fresh at first. Then Disney gave her the lead role in Snow White. It was a big move. Rachel, a Latina actress, was cast as one of the most iconic and traditionally white Disney princesses.
There's something wrong with her. She's disturbed, she's unhappy, and she thinks it's about feminism and the patriarchy and about abortion. But the reality is she's just not stable, like the majority of people in Hollywood. They're just not stable human beings. I would highly advise that you boycott this film, no matter how much your children love Snow White.
At first, it was celebrated. People called it progress. Headlines praised Disney. Rachel was suddenly everywhere. She was being hailed as a new kind of role model. But as the interviews began, so did the problems. Instead of celebrating the opportunity, Rachel used her interviews to criticize the original Snow White. She called it outdated. She said the prince was a stalker.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
She made it clear that in her version, Snow White wouldn't be dreaming about love or needing to be saved. She wanted to tell a new story. That part made sense. But the way she said it rubbed people the wrong way. She didn't sound excited or respectful. She sounded dismissive, arrogant even, like the role was beneath her, like the original story wasn't worth respecting at all. Fans who grew up loving Snow White felt insulted. Even people who agreed the story needed updating felt like Rachel went too far. Clips from her interviews started going viral, and not in a good way. The phrase, "Girl Boss Snow White," began trending online, and fans who once cheered her on
Sound like I hear a couple of people. One, two. Okay. 2.
They felt like she was mocking something they loved. The backlash spread fast, and Rachel She didn't back down. She kept repeating the same points. Every new interview seemed to add fuel to the fire. Her comments weren't changing, they were just getting more attention. Then came the news that the 7 dwarfs were being replaced by a group of random, magical creatures. Only one of the actors had dwarfism. Disney was trying to be more inclusive, but it missed the mark. Actor Peter Dinklage, who has dwarfism himself, criticized the choice. He said Disney had erased an opportunity for real representation. Instead of fixing the story, they'd removed a whole group of characters who meant something to people. And instead of calming things down, Rachel kept repeating her same message.
This is just so typical of the left. The progressives always finding a way to find their way back to doing something not progressive.
To fans, it felt like she wasn't listening. Her red carpet appearances with Gal Gadot didn't help either. The 2 stars barely interacted. Their body language was awkward. Fans started to wonder, was there more going on behind the scenes? Was Rachel already being distanced from the project? And through it all, Disney stayed silent. No statements, no clarifications, just silence. Then came the premiere. Despite the huge marketing budget, despite Disney's legacy, Snow White was a box office flop. Critics slammed it, fans stayed home. Ratings dropped to record lows. On IMDb, it scored just 1.6, one of the worst Disney has ever seen. For many, the film wasn't just a failure. It was a message. Audiences were tired of reboots that felt like lectures. They wanted magic, not politics. Storytelling, not preaching. And Rachel, once seen as a symbol of the future, was now being blamed for the whole thing. Her confidence now looked like arrogance. Her bold statements now felt tone-deaf. People weren't rooting for her, they were roasting her.
This thing was a disaster. It only made $43 million at the box office, which is really bad for a movie like this. I don't have the numbers at the top of my head, but I want to tell you, Cinderella, which was a number of years ago, don't forget how much inflation has happened.
But that wasn't even the worst part. An AI-generated image of Rachel on an OnlyFans page went viral. It was fake, but thousands believed it. People shared it without thinking twice. Some even congratulated her, thinking it was real. Her team tried to shut it down quickly, but the damage was done. That moment showed just how far Rachel's public image had fallen. People weren't just criticizing her, they were mocking her, turning her into a meme, a joke, and worst of all, they believed it. When the internet starts believing fake things about you without question, it's because you've lost their trust, and Hollywood noticed. Projects she had lined up quietly disappeared. Casting offers dried up. Studios started calling her a PR problem. She had gone from Disney princess to industry risk. And then, the Simpsons stepped in and turned her fall into a punchline. In Snowwoke, the reimagining, the animated version of Rachel is impossible to miss.
It does seem like the media have got the throw her under the bus green light, though, when we're posting things like this. We're slagging her off behind the scenes, we're dropping all the information, and then reminding you of, her attacking the majority of the population of America when she posted F the Orange Man.
Her character walks around giving speeches about feminist power and reclaiming the throne. The movie theater is empty, even the characters in Springfield are confused. She gives an over-the-top monologue about smashing traditions and becoming the leader of a new era. But no one's listening. The satire is brutal, but it works because it reflects what people were already feeling. The Simpsons has always been good at reading the room. And when they make fun of you, it's not random. It means your story has hit a tipping point. It means the public has stopped caring about your message and started caring about your mistakes. Rachel had become a symbol, not of empowerment, but of everything people felt was wrong with modern Hollywood. And The Simpsons captured that perfectly. So what does this all mean? Rachel Zegler's story isn't just about one movie. It's about how fast things move in the age of the internet, how quickly public opinion can flip.
You see yourself as the evil queen. You are not evil. You are not evil. You're a queen, but you're not evil. What was it like seeing yourself as the evil queen for the first time?
We did not see the clip.
And how even the brightest stars can fall when they lose their connection to the audience. People want to root for celebrities, but they also want to feel like they're being respected, heard, understood. Rachel had the platform, she had the voice, but instead of using it to bring people in, she pushed them away. And when that happens, especially online, things get ugly fast. It's not that fans hate change, but they want to be part of the change, not talked down to. When a star speaks with the audience, people listen. But when they talk at the audience, they tune out. Or worse, they push back. And that's exactly what happened here. So, is Rachel Zegler done? Not necessarily. Hollywood loves a good comeback. She's still young. She still has talent. If she takes time to reflect, to rebuild, and to come back with a new approach, she might still have a shot. But it won't be easy. Because once The Simpsons turns you into a joke, it sticks. You're not just someone who made a mistake. You're a symbol of what went wrong. And in today's world, that's not something you shake off overnight. She'll need humility. She'll need to listen. And most importantly, she'll need to show people that she's grown. Because people are willing to forgive, but only when they see someone trying to be better.